Hey everyone, it's Frank, and today we're taking New York CDL school bus test. Let's dive in. Okay, so what are the danger zones around a school bus? Areas outside the bus that extend up to 15 feet from the front bumper and 15 feet from the sides and rear where children are in most danger. Think of these as invisible bubbles around the bus where children are most vulnerable and can easily be out of your sight. Always be extra cautious in these areas. Before every trip, what should you do with your mirrors? Ensure they are properly adjusted for maximum viewing area and check for students, traffic, and other objects. Properly adjusted mirrors are your best tools for seeing everything around the bus. A quick check before you hit the road helps prevent potential hazards. When approaching a school bus stop, what should you activate at least 300 feet before the stop? Alternating, flashing, amber warning lamps. These bright amber lights signal other drivers you're preparing to stop. They give folks ample time to react safely. A good tip from experienced drivers: don't confuse these with the red flashing lights. The amber ones are just a heads up. When stopping to load or unload students, your front bumper should be at least how far from the students at the designated stop? 10 feet. Keeping your front bumper at least 10 feet away creates a crucial safety cushion. This ensures students have clear space and remain visible as they approach. After stopping at a bus stop, what is the sequence of actions you should take? Place transmission in park or neutral, set parking brake, activate alternating flashing red lights, extend stop arm, then open the door. This exact sequence is designed for maximum safety. It ensures the bus is fully secured and clearly signaling traffic before you give the green light for students to board. What should you do before completely opening the door and signaling students to approach the bus? Make a final check to ensure all traffic has stopped. Even with all your lights and stop arm out, that final visual confirmation is absolutely vital. You want to be 100% sure all vehicles have yielded before any child steps into the roadway. What is the primary purpose of the overhead inside rearview mirror on a school bus? To monitor the passengers inside the bus. Your main job with this mirror is to keep an eye on student behavior and ensure everyone stays safe and seated inside. When should you evacuate students from a school bus? When the bus is on fire, is stalled on railroad tracks, or if there is a risk of spilled hazardous materials. These are the most critical situations demanding immediate evacuation, as staying on the bus would be more dangerous. Remember, for less severe issues like a flat tire, securing the bus and calling for help is usually the better approach than evacuating. If a student drops an object while approaching the bus, what should he or she do? Leave the object and get on the bus, or wait for the driver's signal before retrieving it. Kids bending down in those danger zones are very hard to see. It's always safer for them to board the bus first or wait for your clear signal to retrieve anything. What is a standee line on a school bus? A line on the floor in front of the front seats that students should not cross when the bus is in motion. This line helps keep the area around the driver clear and prevents students from being too close to the front of the bus, especially if you have to stop suddenly. What must you never do when a school bus is in motion? Allow students to stand in front of the standee line. This is a non-negotiable safety rule. Any sudden stop or turn could cause serious injury if students are standing forward of that line. What is the danger of leaving a sleeping child on board your bus at the end of a route? It is a serious violation of custodial responsibility and safety. This is a critical oversight with severe consequences for the child and driver. Always perform a thorough post-trip check. What should you do before proceeding through a railroad crossing after stopping? Ensure your bus has enough containment space on the opposite side to completely clear the tracks. You absolutely must be certain your entire bus can clear the tracks. Never stop with any part of your bus still on the rails. If your school bus stalls on a railroad highway crossing, what should you do immediately? Lead students out of the bus in the direction of any oncoming train, but off the railroad tracks, or away from the bus if there's no visible train. The absolute priority here is getting students off the tracks to safety as quickly as possible. Your direction of movement depends on where any train might be. What types of hazardous materials are forbidden to be transported on a school bus? All hazardous materials except for small arms ammunition, emergency hospital supplies, and certain drugs. School buses are strictly for transporting children, not dangerous goods. The few exceptions are very specific and tightly regulated. What does it mean if the ABS, anti-lock braking system indicator light stays on after starting your bus? The ABS is not working properly, but you still have regular brake function. While the anti-lock feature won't engage, your standard braking system will still work, allowing you to stop safely. Just know you'll need to get it looked at soon. What is the purpose of a brake door interlock system on a school bus? It prevents the bus from moving when the door is open. This is a smart safety feature that ensures the bus is fully stationary before any students can enter or exit. What is the maximum distance the blind spot behind the school bus may extend? 50 to 150 feet, and possibly up to 400 feet depending on bus size. The sheer size of a school bus means there are significant areas you simply can't see directly. That's why constant and proper mirror use is non-negotiable. What are the benefits of proper mirror adjustment on a school bus? Maximize your view of the danger zones and students around the bus. Good mirror adjustment dramatically expands your field of vision, helping you spot children and minimize those tricky blind spots. When unloading students at a school, you should stop the bus, secure it, and wait for students to move to a safe area before proceeding. It's essential to give students ample space to move away from the bus and to a safe area before you resume driving. Why is it important to ensure baggage and freight are secured on a school bus? To avoid damage, allow freedom of movement for the driver, and protect riders from injury. Loose items can become dangerous projectiles or obstruct your view, especially during sudden maneuvers. Securing everything keeps everyone safer. If a student becomes disruptive on the bus, where should you make them get off? Only at their regular stop or school, or in a safe, authorized location. As a driver, you have a responsibility for the child's safety. You cannot drop a child off somewhere unauthorized or unsafe, no matter how challenging their behavior. What is the child checkmate system or similar procedure used for? To ensure no child is left on the bus after the route is completed. This system, or a thorough manual check, is a vital safeguard to prevent the extremely dangerous situation of a child being forgotten on the bus. It's a key part of your end-of-route duties. What is a common cause of bus accidents at intersections? Drivers scraping off mirrors or hitting passing vehicles when pulling out. The length and wide turning radius of a school bus demand extra vigilance at intersections. Always be mindful of your vehicle's full dimensions when maneuvering. What is the importance of a driver keeping doors closed while the bus is in motion? To prevent students from falling out or being injured. An open door on a moving school bus is an immediate and severe safety hazard. It's a fundamental rule for a reason. What must you constantly check while approaching a school bus stop, during the stop, and after leaving? All mirrors to monitor danger zones for students, traffic, and other objects. Vigilance around the bus is a continuous process. Those danger zones require your attention every step of the way, from approach to departure. What kind of tires are forbidden on the front wheels of a school bus? Recapped or regrooved tires. This is a critical safety regulation. Front tires are essential for steering and braking, and these types of tires simply don't offer the necessary integrity for safe operation. What should you do if your school bus experiences a mechanical breakdown while transporting students? Move the bus to the side of the road safely, activate hazards, and follow emergency procedures, including evacuation, if necessary. What is the primary responsibility of a school bus driver regarding student safety? To ensure the safe transportation and care and custody of children. This is the core of your job. Every action you take as a school bus driver centers around this paramount responsibility. When performing a post-trip inspection, what should you check for? Sleeping children, items left behind, and any damage to the bus interior. A thorough post-trip inspection is your final opportunity to ensure no child is left behind and that the bus interior is in good condition. What is the maximum speed limit for a school bus in a school zone unless otherwise posted? Check local regulations, typically a reduced speed. School zones have specific, often reduced speed limits to protect children. Always know and adhere to the posted limits in your area. What should you do if a student's behavior poses a serious safety risk while driving? Address the behavior if safe or pull over to a safe location to resolve the issue. Maintaining control and focus on driving safely is crucial. If disruptive behavior is too distracting, pulling over when safe is the responsible action. What does it mean if the school bus stop arm is extended? All traffic in both directions must stop until the arm is retracted and lights cease flashing. The extended stop arm is the legal signal for all surrounding traffic to halt, ensuring student safety during loading and unloading. As a pro tip, remember that in some jurisdictions, this even applies to traffic on the opposite side of a divided highway. Always know your local laws. What should you do if you must cross railroad tracks where a policeman or flagman is directing traffic? Follow their directions, even if a stop is normally required. A police officer or flagman's direct instructions always take precedence over standard traffic laws for controlling traffic and ensuring safety. How should you adjust your outside left and right side crossover mirrors? So you can see the front of the bus, the side of the bus, and the area in front of the front bumper. These mirrors are specifically designed to give you a clear view of the areas closest to the front and sides of your bus, especially where smaller children might not be visible otherwise. When a school bus is loading or unloading, what must you ensure about students who need to cross the street? That they cross only when signaled by you, after all traffic has stopped, and cross in front of the bus. You are the conductor of their safe passage. Signaling them and ensuring they cross in front of the bus keeps them visible and under your direct supervision. What is the proper procedure for turning at an intersection with a school bus? Signal early, check mirrors, reduce speed, and ensure adequate clearance for the bus. The size of a bus demands careful maneuvering. Early signaling and checking clearances prevent accidents and ensure smooth, safe turns. What should you do if you encounter an emergency vehicle with flashing lights and sirens while operating a school bus? Pull to the nearest edge of the roadway, stop, and remain stopped until the emergency vehicle has passed. Emergency vehicles need unobstructed passage to reach their destination as quickly as possible. Your immediate action ensures their clear path. What is the significance of the National School Bus Glossy Yellow paint color? It is a standard color designed to enhance visibility and safety for school buses. This specific shade of yellow is highly visible in various lighting conditions, making the bus easily recognizable and promoting overall safety. What should a school bus driver always do during a pre-trip inspection related to child safety features? Check that all emergency exits are operational and not obstructed. In an emergency, those exits are critical for rapid and safe evacuation. You need to verify they work perfectly before you begin your route. If a school bus driver must evacuate students due to a hazard, what is generally the safest distance to move them away from the bus? At least 100 feet off the road, unless there is a risk from spilled hazardous materials, then upwind. You want to get students well away from the immediate danger of the bus and any potential secondary hazards. Distance and being upwind from hazardous materials are crucial considerations. What should you do with your vehicle's transmission and parking brake every time you stop at a bus stop? Place the transmission in park or neutral and set the parking brake. This absolutely secures the bus and prevents any accidental movement while students are around it. It's a non-negotiable safety step. What are the consequences of leaving a child on a bus after a route? Serious legal penalties and loss of your CDL with school bus endorsement. This is a severe breach of your responsibility and a critical safety failure, carrying significant legal and professional repercussions. What is the primary hazard when crossing a railroad highway grade crossing? The risk of collision with a train. Trains cannot stop quickly, and a collision at a crossing is incredibly dangerous. Awareness and extreme caution are paramount every time. What should a school bus driver check for in the interior of the bus during a pre-trip inspection? Condition of seats, emergency exits, cleanliness, and presence of emergency equipment. A thorough interior check ensures the safety and readiness of the entire passenger compartment before students even step foot on the bus. What is a school bus safety drill? a practice evacuation to ensure students know emergency procedures. Practicing these drills helps prepare students to react calmly and efficiently in a real emergency, which can be life-saving. What is the purpose of a crossing control arm, if equipped? To extend in front of the bus to prevent students from walking directly into the path of the bus. This arm provides a physical barrier, ensuring students wait until it is safe to cross and that they cross in the correct visible area in front of the bus. When driving a school bus, why is it important to check for obstacles or hazards outside the bus? To avoid hitting children, traffic, or other objects in the danger zones, you must be constantly aware of your surroundings to prevent collisions and ensure the safety of everyone near the bus. What must you do if you pick up a student who is not authorized to be on your bus? Notify dispatch/school officials immediately and follow their instructions. You cannot transport unauthorized individuals. School officials need to be informed immediately to handle the situation safely and correctly. What is the passive railroad crossing sign? A round yellow sign with an X and RR that provides advance warning of a crossing. This sign serves as an alert that a crossing is ahead, but unlike active crossings, it doesn't have flashing lights or gates, meaning you need to be extra vigilant. What should you do if you are running late on your school bus route? Maintain safe driving practices and inform dispatch of your delay. Safety should absolutely never be compromised for schedule. It's always better to be a little late than to rush and cause an incident. What are some examples of prohibited practices for school bus drivers? Consuming alcohol, carrying unauthorized passengers, using a cell phone while driving. These actions are strictly forbidden because they compromise safety, professionalism, and violate the immense trust placed in you when transporting children. How can you confirm your bus is equipped with an anti-lock braking system, ABS? By checking for an ABS malfunction lamp on the dashboard or a sticker on the vehicle. These visual indicators confirm the presence of the system, helping you understand your vehicle's safety features and capabilities. What is the importance of knowing and following your assigned route exactly? To ensure all students are picked up and dropped off safely and efficiently. Sticking precisely to your route ensures consistency, predictability, and avoids missing stops or getting lost, all of which are crucial for safety and timely service. What is the purpose of emergency equipment on a school bus, e.g., fire extinguisher, first aid kit, reflective triangles, to be prepared for and handle emergencies safely? Having this essential equipment readily available allows you to respond effectively to unforeseen incidents, protecting both students and yourself.